Joint Local Development Finance Authority First Subcommittee meeting of October 23rd, 2017 to order. Mr. Miller, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Beltramini?
Yes, I'm here.
Oder?
I hear somebody coming.
Sharp? Here. Vitale?
Here?
Spanos?
Here.
Hoff? And Slater?
Here.
Quorum present. The minutes of May 1 were sent to you. Does anyone have any corrections, additions?
No, and I actually read them too.
Then the chair would entertain a motion to approve them as presented.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, gentlemen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Old business. First, the joint LDFA LA Smart Zone approval.
Yes, and I apologize for transmitting that contract, large contract. If anyone wants a hard copy, let me know, or if you want me to segregate it into a PDF, but I just thought it was necessary to provide you with the official document. Probably wondering what took so long. After you and the joint committee recommended approval of the plan, the state reviewed their smart zone policies, and it just took a real long time. So since our last meeting, that was executed, and we now have a 15-year extension. I think we have, so that means we have about 18 years left, because there was a couple years remaining. So we're trying to up our collaboration with Port Huron, and we're in the process of doing that. We're doing our first, because of this, there's increased reporting, as you found out from that email. The state has set up a portal, and we're reporting how many jobs are created, how we have our expenditures, and a little bit more on how we're collaborating. Pretty much, that was a major hurdle. We did it, and now we're moving forward. And I'll answer any questions.
At the state website, there's a link you can click and get all that information. How many jobs are creating and all that?
No, what I said is we upload into a portal. I don't know if it's available. I'll double check. I'll double check if it's
Gotcha.
that make it available. I assume they might.
Yeah,
But I'll
it'd be
double check.
interesting to look at.
Yeah, they might create a dashboard for it, like they do everything else
Right.
at the state level.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right, and that was the criticism of the smart zones, is that were they really working? Were you following the rules? Are you creating jobs?
Well, they collect all this great data, and then if they don't report it out, what good is it?
And I'll tell you, it's actually really hard to find out how many jobs are created. It's hard, because you ask a company you work for, what are you gonna,
Yeah,
are you gonna say, be honest with me, or are you gonna tell me the truth?
I'll tell you the truth. We don't do fake news.
All right, that's all I
Okay,
have.
thank you. Who's going to talk more about Move Across Street?
I am going to do that. As you may recall, we have budgeted funds to do a pedestrian crossing approximately between Altair and the Sports Center. We've designed it and developed it, and we have put out a bid and awarded a bid for the traffic signal work. And it's two different projects, traffic signal work and then the actual physical improvements. And our plans were to put the physical improvements out to bid in February.
This is the project we reviewed at the last meeting with the colored
Yep.
panels.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
However, Altair has come to us. They bought that vacant piece of property directly east of their property, behind the CVS, and they're looking at building a corporate campus there and changing their driveway configuration. Now, we don't exactly know, so we're gonna complete the eastbound traffic signals. No, excuse me, the westbound traffic signal, because that's a whole new one. Wait on improving the eastbound, because we don't know if the driveway is gonna change. And then Altair would then work with us and contribute towards it. And we're not putting out to bid the physical improvements until we figure out
That piece.
how it's gonna to play out. So it's pretty much,
Well, I was going to ask, is there a way they can pick up a piece of the tab? But it sounds like they've already agreed to do that?
well,
there are
if
changes
they're
needed?
gonna be doing changes, that would end up them picking up the
Great,
tab.
good.
Plus, it's a PUD, so we would have a development agreement stating just that.
Okay.
Well, it's pretty exciting. They're looking at doing a restaurant and a connection to their existing building. Now, we have only met with them on a very preliminary basis. We haven't even have not technically had a pre-application meeting yet, and I expect that to happen in November.
Do we have a targeted deadline, or, I know it may change now because of the.
Yeah, our targeted deadline was to be completed in midsummer, totally done. But now.
Of 18.
Yeah, but now we're holding off because we don't want to do, install improvements and then them say, we want to change our driveway
Right,
and tear it up.
okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's very exciting.
That is very good, yeah. New business, you also got the meeting scheduled for next April and next October. Does anyone have a problem with that?
I don't.
Okay, so we'll go forward with that then. Board member comment. Anybody got anything to say? Thank you.
Thank you.
Truly, thank you for-
What else are we doing?
Okay.
Well,
That's an update.
Glenn and I talked about this. I mean, we were working on the amendment and extension of the plan. It kind of consumed our time. We're going to have to evaluate that, what our next role will be, where we're going to go. I think maybe talk a little bit about how we could collaborate more with Southfield and Port Huron. We'll look into that.
Automation Alley has their big conference coming up,
Mhm.
Integrate. We're a sponsor of that as well. We have about 400 people registered for that event already, which is
That's great.
wonderful. Yeah, especially because there are 2 other competing events the same day. But yeah, we're really excited about that.
That's
And the fact that Automation Alley is becoming the Industry 4.0 for our state, that is amazing. That's amazing, because throughout that supply chain, all those suppliers need to be aware of all the threats and opportunities for efficiencies. I had a project, a lead from Portugal, and they said, where is your Industry 4.0 concentration in Michigan? I was able to say, Automation Alley. So that's I think the US is behind in those types of collaborations with manufacturers, and I'm so happy Automation Alley is focusing on that for our region. It's gonna be a big draw.
That's what Tom, the new executive director of Automation, has really changed the direction from the previous leadership in this Industry 4.0. And I know he's been invited to speak in Europe quite a bit regarding it.
And Germany is a leader in Industry 4.0, but Japan too. I mean, all their tier 1 manufacturers, OEMs, regardless of industry, they've embraced that. And basically, it's just an awareness campaign, a efficiency campaign, and security campaign throughout that whole supply chain. When I met with the global director of ABB and in Zurich, I asked him, what keeps you up at night? I like to ask that question of different executives. And he told me, he goes, Irene, he goes, you know what keeps me up at night? He goes, all the robots that we have out in the world at different plants. He goes, we know when a gasket needs to be changed on the robot or some repair needs to happen because of the internal sensors that we have. But if we can get into those robots, who else can get into those robots? And that's what keeps them up at night, is the security of hacking into those robots, which I found very interesting. That's one of the components of Industry 4.0, is that cybersecurity aspect throughout the manufacturing supply chain. So we're very fortunate that it's right here in our county and our community.
It's right here in Troy.
Yeah.
That's terrific. As we think about what else we want to do, and I know we'll have a budget to vote on in April, we might want to ask Tom or somebody to come. Just to bring us up to date and
Yeah.
tell us how they're using our money and what they need,
Absolutely.
They need a parking lot.
They do need a parking lot.
We've been talking about,
Yeah.
after the move across Troy, my suggestion is we direct our infrastructure dollars to help them out in the parking lot.
Well, I brought up the last time we met, if we're gonna have a pedestrian crossing on Big Beaver, we need to have sidewalks that feed into that. And I don't think there are any sidewalks in that area.
No, there's not, down Bellingham.
Yeah,
Because it was in old industrial areas and they were not required to have sidewalks in the day.
yeah. So that might be something to look at in terms of a proposed project.
People want to use them if they can't get to them without the mud.
Right.
We don't
Or
want
have
in
to
the
dodge
street,
cars
yeah, right.
on the access
road, yeah.
streets in order to get to the
Right.
sidewalk to cross Big Beaver.
Exactly.
And the snow and slush in the winter would be awful.
Anything else? I thank you for your time. This meeting stands adjourned.
Thank you.